storm clouds gathered ominously on the horizon. The small fishing village of Shalom Bay was no stranger to turbulent weather, but tonight felt different. The waves crashed against the shoreline with relentless force, and the winds howled like a roaring beast. All around, the villagers scrambled to secure their boats and reinforce their homes. Among them was a young fisherman named Caleb, whose heart was weighed down by more than the coming storm. Caleb was known for his strong hands and even stronger will, but lately he had felt adrift, as though his life's anchor had slipped from its mooring. Ever since his father passed away unexpectedly, Caleb struggled to find direction. The family boat, Faith's Hope, had been his father's pride and joy, a vessel that carried generations of fishermen. Yet, Caleb doubted his ability to carry on the legacy. Could he truly weather life's storms without his father's guiding hand? As the storm approached, Caleb stood at the edge of the pier, gazing at the tumultuous sea. He clutched a well-worn Bible his father had often read from, its pages fluttering in the wind. "Would your anchor hold?" His father's voice seemed to echo from the past. It was a phrase he repeated often, taken from his favorite hymn. But Caleb wasn't sure anymore. Did he even have an anchor? And if he did, could it withstand a storm like this? The storm struck with ferocious intensity, and Shalom Bay's inhabitants huddled in their homes, praying for safety. Caleb, however, found himself drawn back to the harbor. Something about the churning waters called to him, a mix of fear and fascination. He climbed aboard Faith's Hope, intending to ensure the lines were secure. Suddenly, a voice startled him. "Caleb, what are you doing?" It was Naomi, a childhood friend who had grown into a steadfast presence in the village. She was drenched from the rain, but stood firm, her expression a mix of concern and determination. "I just need to check the boat," Caleb shouted over the howling wind. "You can't stay out here," Naomi cried. "It's too dangerous." Before he could respond, a massive wave slammed into the dock, breaking several mooring lines. To his horror, Caleb watched as another boat, untethered and out of control, careened toward Faith's Hope. Without thinking, Caleb leapt aboard his father's boat, determined to steer it to safety. "Caleb!" Naomi screamed, but her voice was lost in the gale. As the boat was pulled into the open sea, Caleb realized the magnitude of his mistake. The waves towered like mountains, and the boat groaned under the strain. He gripped the wheel, his knuckles white, as memories of his father's teachings flooded back. "The anchor, Caleb!" "Always trust the anchor," his father had said. But where was the anchor of his soul now? Was his faith strong enough to hold? Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Hours passed as Caleb battled the storm. Exhausted and soaked to the bone, he finally secured the boat's anchor, hoping it would hold against the raging sea. He collapsed onto the deck, the Bible still clutched in his hand. As he opened it, the wind flipped the pages to Hebrews 6:19. "We have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure." The words struck him like lightning. Caleb had heard the verse many times before, but now, in the heart of the storm, it resonated deeply. He realized that his father's question was more than a metaphor. It was a challenge to trust God fully. The anchor wasn't just for the boat, it was for his life. Caleb prayed aloud, his voice mingling with the storm. "Lord, I've been trying to navigate life on my own, but I can't do it anymore. Be my anchor, hold me firm, even when the storms rage." Psalm 46, 1-2. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. As he prayed, a strange calm settled over him. Though the storm still raged around him, Caleb felt a peace he hadn't known in months. It was as if God himself whispered, "I am with you." Isaiah 41:10. "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Morning broke, and the storm subsided. To Caleb's astonishment, Faith's hope had not only survived, but was anchored securely near a rocky outcrop. He steered the boat back to the harbor, where a crowd of villagers, including Naomi, awaited anxiously. "Caleb!" Naomi rushed to meet him as he docked. "We thought you'd been lost." "I almost was," Caleb admitted, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "But God held me. My anchor held." Psalm 107, 29-30. He stilled the storm to a whisper. The waves of the sea were hushed. They were glad when it grew calm, and he guided them to their desired haven. From that day forward, Caleb's life changed. He no longer doubted his ability to carry on his father's legacy, but more importantly, he no longer doubted God's ability to guide him. He became a beacon of hope in Shalom Bay, often sharing his story with others. Whenever storms, literal or figurative, approached, Caleb would gather the villagers and remind them of the anchor they all had in Christ. "No matter how fierce the storm," he would say, "remember Hebrews 6:19. We have this hope as an anchor for the soul, and that anchor will always hold." Caleb's story spread far beyond Shalom Bay, inspiring others to reflect on their own anchors. It became a testament to God's unwavering faithfulness, a reminder that even in the darkest storms, there is a hope that holds firm. Psalm 18:2. "The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold." So when life's storms threaten to overwhelm you, ask yourself, would your anchor hold? And let the answer be a resounding yes, anchored in the unshakable hope of Christ. No matter where you are in life or what storms you may be facing, take a moment to evaluate your anchor. Is your hope firmly placed in Christ, the solid rock? If you feel adrift, open your heart to Him and ask for His guidance and peace. Reflect on Hebrews 6:19 and remind yourself that God's promises are unchanging and secure. Share Caleb's story with someone who might need encouragement and be a light in their storm. Take a step today. Pray, read the Word, and trust God to be your anchor. If you'd like to share your own story or need support, reach out to a friend or community rooted in faith. Let's face life's storms together, anchored in the hope of Christ.